WWE will be live from Hotlanta, Atlanta, Georgia this Saturday for WWE Bad Blood. The iconic pay-per-view makes its return, and it's going to be in the place where the first Bad Blood was held, and we will see the return of the demonic structure, Hell in a Cell, as the best in the world, CM Punk, takes on the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Make sure you guys super kick that subscribe button, like or bomb that like button, backdrop that bell, sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on Bad Blood. Let me know what matches you're looking forward to seeing and who wins between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Bad Blood is back, ladies and gentlemen. What a time for this iconic pay-per-view to return, celebrating the first Bad Blood, which was actually held in Atlanta, which saw the iconic Hell in a Cell match between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, with the debut of the Devil's favorite Demon Kane, one of the best debuts, if not the best debut in WWE history. What a moment that was. And when this was announced back earlier this year that WWE was bringing back Bad Blood, we all knew where this was headed. We all knew that this was headed towards a culmination, a conclusion, a meeting of performers to end this feud, this blood feud, hence the title of the name of the show, Bad Blood. So all of these heated rivalries and feuds are coming to a boiling point. And you see it with none other than, in my opinion, the best story, the best one-on-one feud in pro wrestling in 2024 has been CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was screwed by CM Punk at WrestleMania. He was screwed by CM Punk at Money in the Bank. He was screwed by CM Punk in his home country of Clash at the Castle. He beat CM Punk after beating him down in his hometown of Chicago after quitting. He beat him at SummerSlam in the special guest referee match with Seth Rollins. Bash at Berlin, they have a strap match. We see Punk defeat Drew by touching all four corners. Punk never pinned Drew McIntyre, which we have pivoted the story to with the bracelet being destroyed, a wonderful thing by Drew McIntyre. And we now see this feud coming to a culmination of the two saying they're going to make each other bleed, and Punk mentioning he's going to die in that Hell in a Cell ring if he has to. This has to be a vicious, brutal match. Obviously, we're not going to get an AEW bloodbath like we've seen with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page, or a Texas death match level of bleeding. But I think something like a lot of people are saying that we saw at AEW when he went against MJF in that strap match, that dog collar match, excuse me, where there was blood, there was a brutality to that match that was just no love lost between the two competitors. You can feel it boiling over, from the story to the progression of the story to the emotional investment to the performance in the ring. There has been much talk online about what is going to be the main event of Bad Blood. There are rumors that this won't even main event the show. And I really don't understand why. I get it. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Cody's from Atlanta. Roman played football for Georgia Tech. These are two of your biggest names in the company teaming up. That main event, if that match is with Cody and Roman, the main event against the Bloodline, there has to be a major moment, a major storyline progression, an OMG cliffhanger that they're preparing us for in Atlanta if that's going to main event. If that's the case, and that's what I think is probably going to happen, where does this match go? Does it open the show and then you raise up the cell and continue on with the other matches? Because it looks like we're getting about 6 matches. Do you have it as the co-main event that goes on before the tag match? I don't know. Do you put it in the middle of the show? I feel like you bought this pay-per-view back for this exact feud. It was the anniversary. You had a long-term feud, blood feud that was appropriate to bring back Hell in a Cell. I'm pretty sure they're going to get rid of that dumb red cell. And I think it's obvious that this match should be the main event, in my opinion. Now, the question is, obviously, we think or most of us probably agree, CM Punk is winning this match. He's going to pin Drew McIntyre. He's going to end the rivalry, end the feud. I think going into Survivor Series, we're going to get Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, where Punk will fall, whether that's him losing clean, he gets cheated, Seth Rollins gets involved, Punk will lose to Gunther, and I think Punk has a date with Seth Rollins heading into WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. Drew McIntyre, what are we doing with Drew McIntyre? Some people in the community posed maybe have Drew move to SmackDown after this match, have it be a loser leave brand match, loser leave town match, maybe. SmackDown needs top heels. Drew could fit right in, going against Cody and others, LA Knight. But I think Drew, if you're going to keep him on Raw, now his WrestleMania match could very well be against Wade Barrett. They did tease that a little bit a few weeks back. That would be a wonderful WrestleMania match. Obviously, Wade is moving to SmackDown, so that would kind of fit in if you do move Drew to SmackDown. Wade's moving to SmackDown to do commentary once Raw moves to Netflix, and then you could have that feud lead into WrestleMania 41 because Drew's not going to be winning the world title. He's not going to be winning the IC title. He's not going to be in anything super marquee, in my opinion. But this is what I would do with Drew McIntyre. I think the match with Wade Barrett would be a good WrestleMania match. Either that, or maybe if you want to put him against the Ilya Dragunov, a first-time match, those two can give you 20 minutes of banger, build a nice story around it, a nice undercard match. But I think we did see the vignettes this past week of a returning Viking Raiders, Viking Experience, or War Raiders, Eric and Scott and Rowe, Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders, hopefully going by the War Raiders, another tag team to throw into the tag team division on Monday Night Raw. Why not? We got Drew as his top heel. Drew's locked in for the next 5 years with WWE. He's making big money. He's going to be in prominent roles for the next few years. He's a main event guy, one of your top heels in the business. Why not? If we want to get the War Raiders right, have them as heels, have them be a dominant brute tag team, and pair them with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre can lead the faction, be your main event guy, be your mouthpiece, be the guy that can get you heat, can get you over, can get the crowd invested in you and care about your matches. The War Raiders work rate, the ability that they'll work under Triple H in charge as a tag team, Ivar's ability to show off as a single, which we've seen, Eric. I don't know what they're going to do with Valhalla, but if you put Drew McIntyre with the War Raiders, the Viking Raiders, create a faction with those three, that could be a dominant heel faction on Monday Night Raw and potentially maybe SmackDown in 2025. But I think Punk wins this match here. I don't know why this isn't going to main event if it doesn't. I would personally probably, if they're not going to main event with it, open the show with it. Give them 25, 30 minutes. Let them go out. Let's see some color. Maybe Drew takes another bump off the side of the cell like he did in 2020 against Orton, like we've seen Shawn Michaels do in the Hell in a Cell as well, because it's going to be a lot of nostalgia. We know Punk is a big fan of wrestling history, the Bret Harts, the Shawn Michaels, the Owen Harts, the Terry Funk moments. They're going to try to recreate a lot of things and create a lot of nostalgic memories, with it being the return of Bad Blood in the same city. I'm sure there'll be a lot of callbacks to that first Hell in a Cell match. I think Punk gets the win. I'm praying Punk makes it through the match. I'm praying Punk stays healthy. I think he will. Obviously, this is one of the matches that is going to sell this pay-per-view. This will end the best feud of WWE and in pro wrestling, in my opinion, this year. And I think CM Punk is the guy who wins. I think Punk goes on to lose to Gunther at Survivor Series. Punk inevitably finds his way to Seth Rollins after Seth, I guess, deals with Bronson Reed. When does Seth Rollins return? Is maybe Seth and Bronson Reed lining up as a Survivor Series match potentially? Maybe even Saturday night's main event. We're going to need marquee matches for that show. We're going to need main event caliber matches to really get people tuned in, invested. It's the first one in a while. It's at the original location. We could see Punk in a major match there. Won't be against Seth, but we could see Punk against someone to sell that show. We could see Drew in a major match. As mentioned, we could see, in my opinion, if I had the pin, I would put Drew McIntyre in a faction with the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders. And matter of fact, if you want to have them interfere, maybe tease it for a couple months, starting the year when they return, tease it. Have them help Drew win over Wade Barrett at WrestleMania. Boom, you got a new heel faction right there. And it fits like a glove. I think with WrestleMania now announced in 2025 in MetLife Stadium for 2 nights, obviously if we get Punk and Seth at WrestleMania? Could we see Punk and Roman Reigns next year? Could we see Punk and Gunther again next year? Maybe Punk going for the World Championship. Could we see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes? Could we see a CM Punk and Seth Rollins rematch? There are a lot of ways they could go heading into 2025 with Punk and Drew McIntyre. But if I'm Punk, I'm putting him against Gunther, have him tell that story, have him eventually go up against Seth, and I'm having Drew form with the War Raiders, the newly minted, getting their old name back, War Raiders. We've seen Butch get his name back. We've seen LA Knight get his name back. So I think they will do the same with the War Raiders if the rumors are to believe. And I think Punk beats Drew McIntyre. And where do we go from here? I don't know. But like I said, they're going to need marquee matches for Saudi. They're going to need marquee matches for Survivor Series. And they're going to need marquee matches for Saturday night's main event. So the three big shows left after Bad Blood, which I'm sure will be a newsworthy, fun show. But guys, let me know your prediction. Who runs this between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre? I don't know if it's going to be anything over the top line. I think it's going to be physically, fully driven. We need to see some color. We need to see some weaponry. Like I said, if they do go outside of the ring, maybe we'll take some bumps, take some bumps, to really improve the hell, maybe they somehow get to the top of this one. I don't know. But I just hope CM Punk remains healthy, makes it through this match. Punk has been fantastic. Drew has been fantastic in this feud. And it all culminates Saturday at Bad Blood. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Sound off. Make sure you super hit that subscribe button, like up on that like button, backdrop that bell. We'll be live Saturday. It is a 6 p.m. bell time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central. WWE Bad Blood here on the Flex Zone Podcast. The only place giving you your wrestling coverage how you want it when you need it. I'm going with CM Punk over Drew McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell match. We'll the main event. We'll get the co-main event. We'll kick off the show. We'll see. And we'll be watching it with you here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Have a good day.